Hi, and welcome to the UI UX design training. It's nice to have you here, so let's get started. The next chapter are 7 report design rules we follow when we design a dashboard. So first of all, I will go through them as a list, and then we will get through them individually with some examples next to them. So first, let's get through them. The most important is consistency, navigation, informative feedback, an easy-to-use design, so keep it clean and simple, recognition of the brand, giving elements space to breathe, and keeping the limitations of Power BI in mind, which is really important. So let's go through these points individually now. First one is consistency. Consistency ensures that your dashboard is user-friendly. Always use the same color for the same category and ensure that visuals are always the same height or at least aligned with each other. Make sure that visuals always have the same styling throughout all your pages of your report and avoiding using too many different components on one page, as you can see on the top visual. This prevents your report from becoming too cluttered. So as you can see in the example, the top one has many different visuals on one page. It also is not using a consistency, or at least not as we can see, because the bar charts have both different colors, but there's no legend telling us what these colors mean. While at the bottom one, it's a simple and clean design with just a few visuals, but they're all the same way, they're all styled the same way, and all the visuals that use multiple colors have a legend that's telling us what these mean. So that's about the consistency in a dashboard. Next up is navigation. Navigation buttons makes it easier for users to navigate through their report. Typically, a person is looking for specific results. Considering, for example, a director who often only wants to see the most essential KPIs. With navigation buttons, the director can easily navigate through the page he wants to see. Navigation buttons can be present on every single page in your report. Usually we start with a home page where there's often a button for each page in the report. However, on all the other pages, we often include buttons for the previous page or the next page, or just to go back to the home page to make it a lot easier for our users to go through their report. This is all UX design, thinking about the experience of the user. Next up is informative feedback. Informative feedback provides the user with an immediate understanding of what they're about to do. For example, if something is clickable. Think about a button on a website. It always has a hover effect when you move your mouse over it. This lets you know that the button is clickable. You can use this in your dashboard as well. Additionally, you can add custom tooltips to buttons and visuals. All these tooltips give users extra information that may not fit on the page or is not necessary on the entire page. But for example, you can give them extra information about what a button can do. So you can see the example on the page in front of you of the refresh slicer buttons. It gives us a tooltip that's telling us, click here to refresh all slicers on this page. Now the user knows that if they press this button, all the slicers on this page will refresh. And you can create your own custom tooltips by making a new page and give it the tooltip page type. You can then customize it according to your preference and place it behind a visual, as you can see at the bottom example. Next one is an easy to use design. So I don't think I need to explain this one, but as you can see at the top example, it's really cluttered. There's a lot of color, a lot of visuals, and a lot of slicers. We have no idea what we're looking at right now, and we need a more clean and simple design for the user to go through the report. The bottom design is a lot cleaner and a lot more easy to look at. It has a nice color scheme, use a lot of white, a lot of space around the visuals. So we have less visuals on the page, but we can see a lot more. Next is recognition of the brand. Where possible, we try to incorporate the corporate identity of a company into a dashboard. This includes images, colors, and, for example, the formatting of the buttons they use on their website. However, for the team in Power BI, it is a much more challenge. Most corporate identities are not developed for data color schemes. The example on the right is from Rabobank. This is a Dutch bank. They use orange and blue in their corporate identity, and we rather not use orange in our visuals as it can create the impression of a negative result, as orange looks a lot like red, or at least a negative color. However, a blue theme can work. We will get into details of color schemes later, but as you can see, we used a blue color scheme for Rabobank, but did use the orange in different elements, like the buttons or a selected filter pane in the filter panel. Next up is giving elements space to breathe. It's really important to keep your page as calm as possible. Don't place too many visuals on one page. Try to group where possible and determine which visuals truly support each other and add value to be placed together. Otherwise, just split them up and put them on different pages. Also, it's really important to give visuals breathing space. It's also called white space. Don't place them too close to each other, but consider leaving about 10 to 15 millimeters between the visuals. This way you maintain a calm page. Your visuals need white space to keep it calm. As you can see in the example on your screen right now, the top one is really cluttered, everything is really close together, but at the bottom one, the visuals, there are less visuals, yes, I understand, but it's so much more easy to read. And last but not least, the most important one, keep the limitations of Power BI in mind. As we know, Power BI has a lot of limitations. No matter how beautiful the design is or how beautiful you find those inspirational pictures online, it is really hard to replicate these in Power BI. Try to take these limitations in mind before you start your design. And we at Figma created a Power BI visual library in Figma, so we can reuse these visuals that Power BI has every single time in our design. This is, first of all, really efficient, so it's not so time consuming to remake those every single time. But also, if we use these visuals, these are the same as in Power BI, so we don't create something that's not possible. So these are the 7 report design rules we follow when we create a design for our customers.